All right, good morning, folks. Here we are in Cayman Law Road, another edition of The Pulse, bringing you some breaking news this morning with the representative from Northside, Mr. Ezra Miller. Good morning, Ezra. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, thanks for having me.
So I was shocked to hear as I was out at the protest site, which a lot of our viewers were tuned into, it's sort of a hashtag She Supported movement, where people are really standing against gender-based violence, but generally speaking, violence of any kind, based on an incident that happened a week ago, last week Friday, where the Speaker of the House actually attacked a woman in a public setting at her place of employment. Now, you were the first politician to issue a statement and to speak out on this topic, so I want to thank you for that, first of all. And you're not just issuing the one statement and then sitting back. You're saying, hold on, there's much, much more going on here. Yesterday, your statement was that the position that the government and the Speaker has taken, which is basically to allow him to take a leave of absence, is actually unconstitutional. So can we start with that first and foremost, and if you could just explain to the people why you say that that is the case?
There's no provisions in the Constitution that I can find that gives anyone authority to grant a leave of absence to the Speaker. Certainly, we could never be in a situation where the Speaker self-diagnose a medical ailment, self-prescribe a treatment, and self-grant himself a leave of absence for an undetermined period of time to seek treatment, and the Premier simply agrees with it. The only position how that could happen, in my estimation, is if there was a meeting of the Legislative Assembly. He applied to the Legislative Assembly, to whom he serves, right? And the Legislative Assembly, as a body, granted that. And in that instance, people like myself would require certain medical evidence. We would want to know what kind of treatment is prescribed. We want to know that it is in a recognized institution, etc., etc.
Okay. So the first issue then being that it's unconstitutional, so there's no provision in the Constitution that actually allows or permits for that. And then this morning, you've taken it a second step and really upped the ante a bit further as well. And you're actually calling for a vote of no confidence. So explain to the people, again, your reasoning for that and what that means.
Well, again, obviously a week has passed. The Speaker has not taken and used the constitutional provisions where he could simply resign and seek treatment. The government is making no move to call a meeting of the Legislative Assembly where they can unelect him through a vote of no confidence. So what I'm suggesting, the Constitution provides for that vote of no confidence. The Legislative Assembly, in its standing orders, provides for 7 members to request a meeting, and the Speaker shall call such a meeting. And in that letter, which I'm hoping the Leader of the Opposition will write, and I will be the 7th signature because it takes 7 people, the letter has to detail the motions or the matters that have to be on the business. And what I'm suggesting that the 2 matters that needs to be on that business paper is the election of a Deputy Speaker and a motion of no confidence in the current Speaker.
Okay. So you're not actually calling a motion of no confidence against the government, just against the Speaker?
Yes,
Yes.
and again, I need to emphasize, oh, by the way, I support the demonstration this morning by, she is supported, hashtag. Unfortunately, I got held up in Northside in some constitutional matter and didn't get to town until after 9. But this has nothing to do with the criminal element of what happened in the incident at the bar. This has to do with the image, the reputation, and the standard of morals and ethics that we as a Cayman people should expect of a Speaker in our Honorable Legislative Assembly. The guilt, or in a sense, will come from a police investigation. I am not prepared to try to influence that in any way. That must take its course, and the courts must decide on that.
Very good. And just to make sure that we set the record straight and everyone is aware, this current Premier, the last time that he was Premier, took a similar position when his political analysts caught himself involved in some sort of altercation with the police. In that case, he was actually trying to protect a victim who was being assaulted by her then boyfriend. And he took the position that he had to basically fire him from his political appointment, from his job, because of the appearance and the supposed reputational damage that was going to do. And of course, we're speaking about Mr. Kenneth Bryan, who's now representative for the District of Georgetown Central. So, I mean, in the past, the Premier has taken a position on this. It seems like at the moment he's not prepared to do that. Why do you think that that's the case?
Well, I mean, the actions by the Premier who leads the unity government, in my view, is all about preservation of that government. I have, in other cases, suggested to the Premier that if he needed to move the Speaker, he should not worry about the fallout, because I would not join anybody in trying to overthrow his government. And even if we succeed in a confidence motion and Mr. Bush is removed and he decides to withdraw his support from the unity government, it still has a majority. Slim though it may be, it has a majority. And
Right.
there is no need to people getting excited and talking about, well, if we move the Speaker, there'll have to be an election and all that sorts of stuff. The last time we removed Mr. Bush as Premier, there was no election. The people left behind were allowed by the governor to form a government, although that was an even much more minority government. So precedent has already been set, and I would encourage and hope that this governor would follow the precedent set by Mr. Taylor and allow the government to continue into office until the next election.
Okay. Would they still have the slight minority if both him and Captain Eugene jump ship?
Yeah, I think it was about 10 people.
Okay, all right. So at the end of the day, you think, if that's any comfort to the Premier, for him to do the right thing?
But I'm offering that as comfort to him, that I would
Yes.
not join, I'm not going to join his group to make
Right.
11, but I'm not going to join anybody else to try to take him out.
Right.
So if he's looking for some kind of a pillow to lay his head on or shoulder to cry on in his moments of distress, I invite him to do what the people expect him to do and do the right thing.
Yes, okay. I did see one of his former colleagues out there this morning, Mr. Wayne Panton, and he was supporting the protesters. He came a little bit late, but I spoke with him off camera, and he was saying that, he is very disappointed in what has transpired thus far, and he expected his former political colleagues to respond very differently to this situation. And he is standing very much against, violence of any kind, but especially gender-based violence. And he's also a father that has lost a son, lost a child. So he understands that pain, but, his position was there's absolutely no excuse for this behavior.
And I agree with Mr. Panton's take on the incident. And again, I emphasize that what I am asking for has nothing to do with the criminal investigation and the court or innocence of guilt. We all, although people say we don't have a written code of ethics,
Yes.
we all understand, and we have a code of morals that we stand by, and that we have a responsibility to collectively defend the institution that we are privileged to serve, and to remain the kind of high standards that our forefathers maintained to develop this country. Because one of the great attributes of doing business in Cayman is political stability.
Right. What is your take on, people who say, I guess, distractors to the hashtag She Supported movement, who say that, well, this sort of violence and, things like this have happened for as long as we've been around, as though that's some sort of an excuse for it to continue to happen. But this seems to be very much a tipping point for the end of that type of thinking.
Well, this type of thinking should have ended a long time ago, and I don't subscribe to that is an acceptable norm in Cayman, or beating women in public places, if that is what actually happened. That's not a norm of Cayman's behavior. We've been known to fight each other, the men, but we've never been known as to be real wife beaters out in public, or beating up women. So I don't support any kind of, that's just an excuse, and it's a lame excuse. And come on, what are we for? We are supposed to be raising the standard. Again, should we legalize ganja because more people are smoking ganja today than were doing 25 years ago? You know?
Yeah, and the female population, the voters in particular, make up the majority of the persons on the electorate. So in other words, we are the majority voters in this country. We're the majority numbers in this country, and I still find it shocking that not a single female representative, despite the fact that we only have 3, have even spoken out on this issue at all.
Well, I am disappointed. I am concerned of the lack of action, the lack of any kind of contribution to the debate of all the other members of cabinet, because a decision by the unity government is not bound by collective responsibility until it is made in cabinet under the code of collective responsibility. And they all have an obligation. I think the first obligation is to the 19 constituent electoral districts that we represent, and each of them have a duty to the constituent that they represent, and they need to tell their constituents what their individual position is and not hide behind some collective dictation from somebody above.
Right. Okay. All right, folks. So you've heard it first here on Cayman Mall Road. Mr. Ezard Miller is planning on calling for a vote of no confidence, specifically against Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, who remains as Mr. McKeeva Bush. And it seems like his leave of absence, again, is unconstitutional. There's no constitutional provision for that. And so many people are of the position that he still remains in that position, despite the fact that he has announced that he will take a leave of absence, so he would still be getting paid. He just wouldn't be doing the job. And if he has indicated that he has mental health issues that required long-term